Hello fashion lovers, on today's tutorial we're making a band with drawstring suitable for joggers, pants, shorts, etc. If this is something you're interested in, you want to stick around and watch this video to the end. So I have cut out the fabric for this, which is the length of my waist circumference plus 3 inches. So, and the width is 3 inches. So it's going to be 2.5 on fold, the 1/2 inch for sewing. So I'm just going to fold it over like this and give it a good press. I've gone ahead to do just that. I've ironed it flat and you can see how nice it's lying. So I did this to get this line that's showing right now. So I'm just going to fold it over like this on the wrong side, and I'm going to make a mark. So that line is serving as the midpoint. So I'm just going to measure from the beginning, that's the tip, to I'm going to measure 1 inch, make a mark, and leave about 1/2 inch and make a line on the rest of the space. So just watch as I'm doing, and this is just to create the space where we're going to insert the rope or drawstring later on. So you can see what I did right there. We're going to run a stitch on all of this line except the outlet. Let's take this to the sewing machine. And yeah, this is what I have, and I've also gone ahead to open up the seam and top stitch it as you're saying. So I have it nicely laid down after that. And you can see the opening is just 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch from the midpoint or from the top of the band. So that's what your own should look like. So this is the elastic I'm using. This is an elastic of about 1 inch. Now to determine the amount of elastic I'm going to cut out, I will just measure the width, the length of the band. That is how wide it is, and I'm just going to subtract 3 inches from the original waist measurement or from the band measurement to cut the band. So the band measurement is going to be the waist measurement minus 3 inches. You can do -4, it's just what works for you, but minusing more means it's going to be more tighter. So yeah, I'm just going to cut this out. Now quickly run your stitch on this with about 1/2 inch and also top stitch it. So this is what it's looking like right now. So yeah, you should have yours looking like this at this point. Next, I'm going to make notches at different points on the band. Now this is just a simple trick to guide me on attaching the elastic evenly and nicely. So I'm just going to make notches at about 4 inches or 5 inches interval. So I'm just going to tuck it in like this, and you're going to understand how to do it properly in the next step. But first, I'm going to measure about 0.7 inch from the beginning or the tip of the band, and from that point I'm also going to measure another 0.7 inches just to have 3 rows or 3 lines. So I'm just going to extend all of this line round about and sew on it. So you can eyeball this, or you can just decide to draw it on the fabric. So this is the next step I'm talking about. You see, at each of those points I notched earlier, I went ahead to tuck the elastic in and pin down the notched areas. So you can see how it's looking. It's not stitched at this point, but it's nicely tucked in, and the elastic is at the top. So when you're sewing the first line, because I'm going to start sewing from the first line, I'll make sure that I allow the elastic to touch the tip of the band. Yes, so that's because the elastic is smaller than the width of the band. At the end of the day, I want the last line to be without the elastic. I don't know if this makes sense, but yeah, I'm just going to draw it up to touch the tip and sew on the first line. So let's get this done. So this is what I have after sewing on the 3 lines, and it's nicely done. Right here you can see the effect it's giving. So this is the outlet, and this is the rope or drawstring I'm using, and I have this safety pins right here to help me insert the drawstring right into the outlet. So I'm just going to use the bigger one instead, and I'm going to just insert it and make sure it comes out at the other end of it. So this is me pulling it at the other end, and I'll just go ahead to remove the pin, and I'm just going to cut off this part that just came out. And yeah, I'm just going to add this I don't know what it's called to the drawstring, just to cover up the knot area. I'll also use the lighter to burn the rough edges so it won't fray. So yeah, I'll do the same thing for the other end of the rope. You want to be careful with this process in order not to burn your finger while doing it. And yeah, make sure you tight it very well so it doesn't come off or get loose after attaching the decor stuff. So guys, this is pretty much it. You're just going to do this carefully, and we have come to the end of this tutorial. You can see how nicely it turned out. So I hope yours turned out like this too. If you have watched to this point, thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.